welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to glorious Nevada, where we're going to be taking a virtual trip to Las Vegas, because of course it's Flightsimexpo this weekend. If you're watching this from the show at Las Vegas, please do leave a message below. But we're going to go there via the Hoover Dam. Why the hell not? We're here, and hopefully this will be a nice chilled out flight that you will find enjoyable. So here we are, and I, for one, am chuffed to bits that Parallel 42 have brought out this analogue cockpit. I'm an analogue cockpit kind of guy, hence the Warbirds thing, but I love it. It feels really good. I did a couple of flights in this the other day just to see how it all came together, and it's lovely. We've still got some glass over here, but over here we've got lovely analogue instruments in it. So yeah, this is going to be a nice chilled out flight. Not expecting to do anything too heavy, certainly not going to be doing ATC and all that sort of thing. We are just going to take it easy and see some sights. So yeah, hopefully you should enjoy it. Right, let's have start power, let's have fuel on, parking brake is set. Have a quick whap around with the controls. Everything's working there. Right, so done that. Let's have fuel pump on. And that's all good. Correct the throttle. Lane A, lane B. And let's start the engine, as Sean Connery wouldn't say like that. There we go. Nicey. Avionics on. Start power off. And we are good to go. Gonna shut the door now. That's all booting up. Okay, so yeah, I don't really want to do much in the way of waffling. I just want to get us out there and get flying. So absolutely, I was going to say absolutely no wind. But since I last looked, we do have a little bit of wind. Stop sniggering at the back. Okay, we're going to go this way now. It's not much of a wind, but we're going to tootle down here. And this rocket ship, this is the stage 1, I should say, the stage 1 engine. So we've got, I think it's 200 horses, plenty of power. So we don't need much in the way of runway. We've only got 3 knots coming from 4.3, so we don't have to worry about that too much. But this is going to be absolutely glorious. As you know, if you know the channel, I love warbirds, I love helicopters, I love doing a bit of GA as well, but mountains and an aeroplane like this is my idea of a huge amount of fun. Just checking that, yeah, I'm going to tootle onto this runway, and then we can come down to the other one and start off kind of halfway. So yeah, it's the kind of thing I love doing. Love looking at good scenery, and we know this sim is great for that sort of thing. And an aeroplane like this is just bags of fun. It's STOL, so we got nice short takeoff and landing performance. So if you're good, as Trent Palmer is, of course, who's made Freedom Fox famous on YouTube, and Parallel 42, you will know all this already, I would imagine. But Fox2 is their extra Fox, and they also do the Freedom Fox, Trent Palmer's aircraft. But it's a wonderful aeroplane, and now that it's an analogue, I am so chuffed. Right, so what did we do wrong there? We got onto the active runway without putting the strobe and the landing light on. And we're going to get told off. The nav light is on. Everything is looking good to go. Happy with that. And you'll see just how short the takeoff run on this is if I get this right. So just holding the stick back. Power on. And we're up. Look at that. just on the stall warner there, it just could almost be a helicopter. That's the thing with aircraft like this, they are in a huge amount of power, very lightweight aircraft, and it's amazing what you can do with them if you know what you're doing. And I wouldn't say I necessarily know what I'm doing, but let's look at that scenery. So yes, the analogue. So this is the latest update, if you like, on the Fox2 that Parallel 42 have done. Parallel 42 are very clever at it's an oft used phrase, but thinking outside the box. They can come up with some amazing little things. They came up with a car for the sim, and some people said, goodness gracious, it's a flight simulator, what the hell are you doing? And they were right. People loved it. People absolutely loved it. And that's what Parallel 42 are about, thinking about things in a slightly different way and coming up with interesting things, like, for example, Flow, which is the wonderfully circular aesthetic menu system that you can use instead of that god-awful bar that appears at the top. And now also they've got something called Taboo, which is especially good if you are on an Xbox, but you can also use it on PC. But essentially it's a way of having, as they say, God mode over your avionics. So if you're in an aircraft which has got lots of avionics in it, and you want to save power, save processing power, you can shut down the avionics on the co-pilot side and make your frames a little bit smoother and that sort of thing. So again, it's just a little bit different and a very clever little idea, and I'll put a link to all that down below. They know what they're doing. So yeah, as I say, fantastic to see Fox2 with a nice analog cockpit, and I do need to watch my my settings there. So busy talking to you, I was on full chat pretty much, almost, and gone into the yellow arc of the tachometer. Tachometer? I don't even know if that's the right word. I've completely lost it now. Look at that. There's the Hoover Dam over there. Wonderful to get into some different scenery. I do love how in this sim we can get out and about and see different things. And the quote at the start of this video kind of says it all, really. Some of us are lucky enough to fly for real. I rarely get to fly for real. And I'm not talking about jumping on an aeroplane and going on your holes and eating your pretzels in the back. I mean flying. Some of us are lucky enough, or some of you I should say, lucky enough to be qualified pilots and get to do this sort of thing all the time. But whether it's real or in the sim, I think there is a beautiful escapism about flying that allows you to kind of forget where you are, forget the real world for a moment and just explore and enjoy the pleasure of flight. And that really is what it's all about, and I love it, really do. Here we are coming up on the Hoover Dam. So just keeping an eye on my height. I learnt the hard way a long time ago that bridges in MSFS aren't always what they seem, and although it looks like there's nothing underneath it, sometimes there is a invisible wall of death. So I'm not going to fly underneath it as much as I want to. Just coming up on the dam now. God, the temptation to fly underneath that is real. I think it's on Netflix. There's a Billy Idol concert, which I think I'm going to have to circle round. because it's behind us, is situated on a helipad. And I just want to have a quick look in case I do come back here in a helicopter. So I think it's over there, but I don't think... Oh, hang on. The Hoover Dam! There you go. I think that's it there, although it's a building. Looks like it's a building in this. It's that down there. Yeah, they've... good old Autogen has removed the helipad and turned it into a building. That's a shame. I was looking forward to doing some helicopter flying there. Anyway, let's carry on our journey as we follow the border between Nevada and Arizona. Watch your overspeed, sunshine. Come back on the power. The engine in this is... let's have the fuel pumps off before people start telling me off. Yeah, the engine in this is beautifully soft, considering how much power it's putting out. Now, some of you, and it wouldn't surprise me if someone's already put something in the comments, it's always a good idea before you lock and load and open fire with a comment to watch the video a little bit, just in case. But you might wonder why I am flying in an aircraft called the Arctic Fox. Well, I love the livery. I love the that snowy fir tree on the side of mountain scene, and it's the kind of scenery I will probably be flying this aircraft in more than not. So it seemed Apopolis. You're wondering why I said Apopolis? Apopolis has just kind of slipped out. Apopolis is a word that I use with my wife to mean appropriate. I have no idea where it came from. I think we were on holiday in Cyprus and it just slipped out. And I'm going to leave it in the video just to embarrass myself. And there you go. Apopolis, if ever you need a word to use instead of appropriate, you can use Apopolis. I do hope that that actually doesn't mean something else in Greek. That could be embarrassing. Yes, so that's why. And also I thought flying over Las Vegas is going to be hot as hell, and why not cool people down below with this aerial ice cube of an aircraft and give them something nice and chilly to look at. Now, what is really interesting and I use that word loosely, is that according to little nav map, we should be over land now. It looks like something has gone wrong with the landscape here. So we're coming into Las Vegas Bay here, but down there should be a lot more land. Interesting. I wonder what's going on there. If you do fly in this area in the sim, I'd love to know what you think. There's definitely something gone a little bit wrong there, I would say. You can actually see down there how things don't look quite right. How very odd. I'm trying to think of a reason why that might be happening, but I actually can't. That's one to look up afterwards. Flight simming, eh? Always throws a few curveballs at you. Just when you think everything's working, it does something funny like that. How very odd. Hopefully nothing else is going to cause us any issues. You can see how that is all wrong. Such a shame. Sometimes it feels a little bit like the sim is in its last kind of death throes with 2024 just about to launch. There's some funny little things going on in it. For example, something I've just had to edit out just before was a very long pause, which I suddenly seem to be getting since I think it was a nav data update last night. It just does seem to be doing some odd things, and I can't help but wonder and hope that when 2024 gets launched, it becomes apparent that that was all something that was being fixed or worked on or tweaked for the new version. Of course, it doesn't help people who might not be wanting to switch to the new one, but we will see. I would imagine that most people will. So we've got a bit of a canyon there. Looks like the water level has somewhat corrected itself a little bit. But yeah, that was very odd. That looks pretty much how it should, according to little nav map. This is what's that? Lake Las Vegas. Looks like a nice little town. Just had another pause there, so I had to re-edit. The reason why I have to keep re-editing it is because what happens is when the video pauses, the sound doesn't always pause, so I have to do a bit of a cut. A bit frustrating. I actually almost didn't make this video because of those issues, but then I thought, to hell with it, let's get going. Looks like a nice little resort down there. So yeah, in Las Vegas, I've been here once on business. It was a very surreal trip. Very surreal trip, because and not surreal for fun reasons, I might add. I was came here on work. I was here for 2 nights, I think it was. Yeah, it was 2 nights, and didn't see the outside of the hotel. Walking around in a suit and tie all the time, apart from the evening. But it was quite something. And the drive to the airport, or rather the drive to the hotel from the airport, and the drive from the hotel back to the airport was where I saw most of it. And I was like a kid, just gawping at all this stuff. If you're from here, or you're perhaps from the US and you come here a lot, it might not be the same. But certainly from a guy from the UK who grew up loving American TV and obviously watches the movies and all that sort of thing, Las Vegas is always this thing you see on the screen. For example, CSI. I loved CSI Las Vegas. Watched that a lot. So to actually be here was quite something, and luckily I didn't have to check any evidence or anything like that. But it was quite something, and a trip I won't forget. So can't make it over here for the expo. So as I said at the start, we're just going to have a flight around and have a look at the strip, and hopefully, praying to the sim gods, we don't have a nasty pause right in the middle of the strip, because that would be pretty awful timing. I do love how detailed the scenery is. It's quite something. Quite glad also that Parallel 42 have done the analogue. It's I kind of knew I needed to do a video this week. Wasn't quite sure what I was going to do it on, and then it finally got released for Orbex, which is the platform that I'm on, and I thought, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Something a bit different, outside of the UK, fly around a different environment, and pretend that we're going to the expo when we're not. Never mind. If you're at the expo, as I said, and you're watching this, please do leave a comment. As I said, if you've been to the expo, what did you think? What were the highlights for you? I've only been to one flight sim show, and that was the Cosford Show 2019, where I actually got to meet Edson and Kevin, which was good fun, nice people, good laugh, and thought, this is amazing, I love these things, I'm going to have to go to more of these things. And then COVID rocked up and said, no, you are not going to do that again. So I don't know if Cosford's ever going to happen again. It doesn't seem to be on the cards, but that was my one and only flight sim show. So yeah, it would be nice to go to on one day. Who knows? I might get to Vegas one day for the show. So luckily I have AI and multiplayer switched off. The quite stunned at how undetailed McCarran International is. That's just a bog standard airport that I have. I must admit, I was expecting a little bit more. The car park is quite interesting, a bit more detail there, but well, here we go, we've got some jet bridges popping in there, so it looks a little bit more detailed. But there we have it, the glory of the Las Vegas Strip. And then what I'm going to do is find somewhere here to do a landing, seeing as we can test the old short landing capability of the aircraft. Oh, there's a bit of detail there, look. Very interesting. So what are we doing? So we're coming up on a Jack in the Box restaurant. I've never been to a Jack in the Box restaurant. Most of my time in the US has been in Texas, and for work, as I say, a trip to Las Vegas, and also Florida, Delray Beach. Been there a couple of times. Right, let's go take a look at the strip. Now, first of all, I'm noticing some very odd photogrammetry going on. Lord knows what that is. But that isn't meant to be there. It does make me wonder if there's something funny going on with my my sim, but I don't think that is awful. I have a blisteringly fast connection these days, so I can fly over London, no problem at all. Nice and smooth, and all the buildings seem to be well represented, but for some reason Vegas, or certainly some of it, that looks quite good. That looks quite good. Yeah. That first part was a little bit disappointing. I don't mind saying. Iconic Caesar's Palace. Rod Stewart. Anyone fancies a bit of Rod? Let's be careful we don't hit that pointy building. Trying very hard not to sing Viva Las Vegas Elvis style. Consider yourselves very lucky that my willpower today is strong. Oh, see that? That was a bit of Dukes of Hazzard there. That was kind of cool. It's one of the things I love about the which way are you going, sunshine? I love about the Fox2 and also the Freedom Fox is that they lovely for doing this kind of thing, sightseeing. Got a huge amount of power up front when you need it, but you can still do this kind of nice low and slow tootling along, having a look at things. There we go, Bonanza gift and souvenir shops for all your gift and souvenir needs. Other shops are available. So that's it. We've kind of come to the end of it. So quite interesting start to that jaunt up the strip. Not quite sure what those mysterious effigies were. Could be a sign that aliens have landed, but I don't think so. Look at the detail down there. Those objects in that yard, amazing. It's incredible how this sim can sometimes do odd things like what we saw at the start there, and then all of a sudden it can just amaze you with some quite beautiful tiny little details. Look at that. Unbelievable. Right, where shall we land? I'm not going to try and land on any buildings because I don't trust them. We could land in the road. That's a bit predictable. Must come here in a helicopter. Can you believe I've not flown around Las Vegas in a helicopter? Oh, there's that oval shape there, but I've got a nasty feeling we would end up going through it. Where's the wind? No wind at the moment. No wind. No wind, and a voice in my head is saying, land in the strip. Just land in the strip. But I'm not sure it would go well. At which point you're saying, I don't care if it goes well. I don't want it to go well. I want to see you crash. I know. So let's have a look. Trees. Are going to make it tricky. Well, there's an area there. We're heading back to the monolith of doom. Let's come round here. And let's come round here. Thinking to myself, this is a bad idea. So we're only a little aeroplane. Watching the speed. Looks like we've got some country bollards in the road. We want to hop over those. Jesus. Well, that wasn't quite what I planned, but I certainly didn't want to go into those bollards. So let's just quickly come to a halt. Let's open the door. Look at that. Now, to hell with it. Let's do this. We're going to take off. Usually I finish these videos on the ground, but this one we're going to finish in the air. Why not? So let's get some power. We'll do our almost like a helicopter takeoff. Oh, let's have the... Oh! That's why you've got to remember you've got all this power. I suddenly let go to put the fuel pump on and put the anchors on, and off we went. Okay, let's do that again. Some power on. Release. And watch the tree. And watch the building. And there we go. Great fun. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Something a bit different, a little bit of a messing around. Hell, this aircraft is just such good fun. And as I said, great to see an analogue version as well. So, look forward to seeing you again on the channel very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.